Hello, YouTube. Since the Academy Awards are this Sunday, March 12th, I decided that now would be a great time to give my predictions as to who I think is going to win each award. Now, this is all, of course, just for fun. Listen, we all know that the Academy and Hollywood in general is just a place where there's a lot of things like bias, perhaps even some bigotry that go on, and the Academy Awards are not exempt from that. So I just need to acknowledge that before I get into this, because it's not a perfect system. They are humans that vote on these awards after all, so it's not going to be perfect. We're not going to always get the best that win, but knowing that and acknowledging that and putting it aside, it's still kind of fun to guess at some of these categories and see who you think is the best. So that's just what I'm doing today. It's all just for fun. It's all subjective at the end of the day. Okay, so just have fun with it. And me personally, am I going to be completely objective? I'm going to try, but I can't help letting my own biases in as well. So I might end up just picking my favorite instead of the one I think is the best. So it's all just fun. So each year I use the kind of nominee sheet from Vanity Fair to check off which ones I think are going to win. So if I can find the link to that, again, this year, if they have it already made up, I will leave it in the description so you can do it too at your leisure. It's really fun to follow along and make predictions. So I encourage you. And the way that I'm going to be doing my points is I'm going to do one main guess and then one runner-up guess. So the main guess, you get 2 points if you get it right. The runner-up guess, you'll get 1 point if you get it right. Listen, it's kind of cheating, but it's also just a way to ensure that you maybe have more chance of getting points. So again, it's all just fun. Quickly, I'm just gonna throw up here my ranking of the Best Picture nominees in order of my favorite. Number 1 being the one I enjoyed watching the most. So there they are. I'm going to be skipping a few categories as well. That's going to be documentary feature film, documentary short film animated, and short film live action. And it's just because I didn't watch any of the movies in those categories, so I'm just not going to do it. All right, so I'm just on the Academy Awards website, well, the Oscars website, and I'm just going to go through in alphabetical order. I think that's just going to be the easiest. So let's start with actor in a leading role. And for this one, this is a hard one because I think any of these three could potentially get it. I didn't see The Whale, so I don't know. I mean, I assume that Brendan Fraser did a great job, but I think I'm going to go with Colin Farrell for this one. That's going to be my number 1 guess. And my runner-up, I'm going to do Austin Butler. So that's actor in a leading role. Okay, actor in a supporting role. Let's go down to that one. Okay, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced this, but I believe it's Ke Kwan from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is going to be my number 1 guess. And although I do think he did the best job out of all the nominees from the movies I've seen, which is everything except for Brian Tyree Henry and Causeway, he's also my favorite. So he's my favorite and I think he did the best. So that's going to be my number 1 guess for sure. And my number 2 guess, I'm going to go with Brendan Gleeson from Banshees of Inisherin, who did so great. All right, let's scroll down to actress in a leading role. And I am going to go with Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Again, my favorite, but I also think she did the best. Okay, so I also haven't seen Blonde or To Leslie, but that's besides the point. My runner-up is going to be Cate Blanchett in Tar, who also did just phenomenal. Okay, next is actress in a supporting role. I am going to go with Jamie Lee Curtis in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Can you tell that I had a favorite movie? Okay, and my runner-up is going to be Carrie Condon in Banshees of Inisherin. Animated feature film, I'm actually going to skip for now because I do plan on watching all 5 of these, but so far I've only seen The Sea Beast and Turning Red. So if I see them all before I post this, or maybe I'll just post an extra little thing on Saturday or Sunday, I will say who I think is going to win this. But for now, I think I'm going to skip it actually. I'll add a caveat later on if I can. Okay, cinematography. I'm going to go with All Quiet on the Western Front because it was so beautifully shot. Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous, horrific also movie, but just so beautiful. And for my runner-up, okay, so I have not seen Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, nor have I seen Empire of Light. And I know that Roger Deakins is like, he's the guy. He's the cinematographer. But I think I'm going to go with Tar because I also really like the way that one was filmed and some of the shots in that. So Tar is going to be my runner-up. Okay, costume design. A fun one. Now, I have not seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but I have a feeling that that one is going to have amazing costumes. So I think that's going to be my number one guess. And then I think my runner-up is going to be Elvis, because that also had some pretty interesting costumes. Okay, directing. I mean, I really want Everything Everywhere all at once to get this. God, directing is so difficult. Oh no, my battery. Okay, I'm back with a fresh battery and I had to move my freaking camera. So hopefully everything still looks the same, but you know what? Oh well. It's the best we can do. All right, directing. Let's talk directing, shall we? I really don't know. Gosh, I'm so bad with directing. I think these were all directed really well is the thing, and I don't know who I'm gonna pick. I sort of feel like it's Steven Spielberg's year this year. I just have a feeling. So I think The Fabelmans is going to be my first choice. And for my second, I'm going to have to go with Banshees of Inisherin because I just feel like there's been so much talk about that one. I don't know, that one's really hard. So I think that's going to be my number 1 and 2. Next on, we're skipping that one. Okay, film editing. That... Okay. Editing, I 100% have to give to Everything Everywhere All at Once. I really hope it wins because that movie was such a cluster, but in the best of ways. The editing, I don't want to say like it made the movie, but like it enhanced it 100%. The editing was amazing. So that's going to be my number 1 pick. Number 2, I almost want to say Elvis just because it was so frantic and like it was a lot, but no, absolutely not. I think my second would probably be Tar. I think it's going to be Tar. Okay, international. Now, I've only seen All Quiet on the Western Front, but even if I had seen the other 4, I would still be confident in giving the number 1 to All Quiet because it's the only one that's also nominated for Best Picture. So you'd think like it's gotta be the best, right? And Argentina, 1985, for my number 2, if I recall correctly, that one won the Golden Globe for international. Okay. Makeup and hairstyling. See, I think we've got some contenders here. I don't know. I'm just going to take a wild guess that it's going to be Black Panther Wakanda Forever, number 1. And I think my number 2 is going to be The Whale. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Music, original score. Okay, this one I'm totally going with my favorite, not necessarily who I think the Academy might pick, because I think Everything Everywhere All at Once has the most unique score I have heard in a long time. And so that's going to be my number 1. My number 2... Okay, again, I'm going with my favorite here. My number 2 favorite is All Quiet on the Western Front. So I'm going to go with number 1, Everything Everywhere. Number 2, All Quiet. Although I have to say, I loved all the scores. They all captured their movie so well. So I would be happy if any of them got it, honestly, but I think the 2 that I picked are my favorite, so that's what I'm going to go for. Original song, and this one, without question, it's Not To from RRR. Have you even heard it? So that's my number 1. And the second one, I'm going to go with Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick because like, while it wasn't my favorite movie, I love that the song just like screams 80s power ballad. I was happy with it. So that's going to be my second pick. Best Picture. We're getting right into it. We still got some nominees after this, but okay, here we go. This is where we really get into it. Okay, Best Picture. Have I mentioned this is Best Picture? Now, my choice here is not my favorite. I have seen all 10 of these, but it is the one I think is probably going to win, and that is The Fabelmans. I truly believe this one's going to get Best Picture. I can just kind of feel it. And my second one, I really, really want it to be Everything Everywhere All at Once. This was my favorite of the Best Picture nominees this year. But do I think it's truly the runner-up? I don't, because I don't think the Academy is going to like it. So I think what I'm going to do instead, I would also love to see All Quiet on the Western Front win. But again, I don't think the Academy's going to go for it. So I think what I'm going to do is have my runner-up be the Banshees of Inisherin, just going sorely off of how I think the Academy is going to vote. I truly think this could be the runner-up. So Fabelmans, Banshees. Okay, well, that was anticlimactic. Now we're done with the big one. So let's go on to production design. This one. I kind of want to give this one to All Quiet. Yeah, I'm just kind of voting out of my ass for this one. So I'm going to go with All Quiet because it was my favorite production design. And then the runner-up, I think maybe Babylon. I don't know. Like, I'm totally, I don't know. Like I said, I'm guessing out of thin air on this one. But I have seen all 5 of these. I'm just going with my favorites. Okay, skipping that one. Sound. See, now I think All Quiet, Avatar, or possibly Top Gun could get this one. I'm going to go with All Quiet. I just have to. Second, I think probably Top Gun Maverick. Visual effects. I mean, it's got to be Avatar, right? Like, it's got to be. I can't assume they're going to give it to anyone else. So I'm going to go with Avatar. And then second, maybe Top Gun Maverick. Writing. Adapted screenplay. I have not seen Living, but I've seen the other 4. I don't think it's going to be Women Talking. And I don't think it's going to be Top Gun. Oh, this one's a really hard one. And I haven't seen Living, so I don't know. I don't know about that one. Glass Onion was good. All Quiet was good. I'm going to go with All Quiet. I don't know if it's the best adapted screenplay. I really don't, but it was my favorite. I really wish I had seen Living because I don't know how to judge that one. But I didn't like the Top Gun screenplay. And Women Talking, I did and I didn't. So that's why it's hard. Like these two, I didn't necessarily love the screenplays of. Glass Onion was good, but do I think it's Oscars good? I don't know. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with All Quiet for my number 1. Number 2, I think I'm just going to go with Glass Onion. Okay, and this is our final category. This is writing original screenplay. And this one, okay, so Triangle of Sadness was absolutely wild in the best way possible. And I really don't think it's going to win because I don't even know how this got nominated for Best Picture. Like, it seems like something the Academy would hate. Okay, but the screenplay was amazing. It was so good. So I personally think this was the best one. So my number 1 choice is going to be Triangle of Sadness. My number 2, I think, would probably be Banshees. So that's it. I got to the end of the nominees list. That was all my predictions. Again, this is all in good fun. I completely encourage you to do the same. It's so fun to guess and then watch the Oscars and see which ones you get right. I'll be posting a video later on after the Oscars to see how well I did and how many points I got. I really don't know how it's going to go, so we'll see. One last thing I want to put in this video is my Oscars Avengers, which sounds like the weirdest thing, but what it is the main character. Okay, so if someone from each of the Best Picture movies had to be put into an Oscars Avengers team, who would it be? And so I chose the main character from each movie to be put into the Oscars Avengers, and here are your Oscars Avengers. Do you trust these people to save our planet in the event of an alien invasion? That's who we're getting. Some director's gonna have to make this movie, okay? Because I made the idea. Now they just have to make it. Oscars Cinematic Universe. That's all there is to it. I think that's how movies get made, isn't it? Someone on the internet has an idea and then someone else makes it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the movie gets made ever. So anyways, that's all for me. Do the Oscars predictions. Just do it. It's fun. And anyways, just have a good day. Farewell.